Hello, everyone. This is Myron Radio, and welcome back to Pivotal Leadership. I'm starting to get excited because now we're going to be talking about change and transition for you as an individual and for you as a leader, and the way that applies to the organizations or the teams that you're leading. This is one of my favorite modules. I think there's going to be a lot of good insights here. We've broken this thing down to not just one module because we really need you to get this idea. This is crucial to your success as a leader. So there are going to be the next several modules. We'll be talking about change and transition. So to get started, let's take a look at the slide that we showed you earlier around the growth curve. So think about this. As a human being, you're going to go through a growth curve. As an organization, you'll go through a growth curve. It's a way of getting bigger, stronger, better. The key here is getting better tomorrow than you are today. And as we explained, everybody thinks that growth is a straight line. So it goes from a diagonal line from the bottom to the top, straight, no breaks. If we start this thing, fastest way between 2 points is a straight line. And that's exactly what we think is going to happen. And we all know, we talked about this earlier, that that's not what we experience. We experience little pivot points along the way where the plan didn't necessarily work. We had to go through and change the plan. Something popped up that was unexpected. Something got in the way. We didn't calculate when we were putting our plans together, so some changes had to be made. Well, I want to explain that when people are working on either personal growth, team growth, or organizational growth, that there are some principles and some laws that come into effect. And these are laws that govern human behavior and human dynamics. So what happens to a human being when they're going through change and transition? What does that look like? And so for some insights about that, we went back to Sir Isaac Newton. We wanted to talk about his philosophy about the laws of motion, what he calls them. So when you think about Isaac Newton, almost everybody's heard about the first two laws of motion, and they're that a body in motion or moving tends to stay in motion, tends to keep moving, and a body at rest tends to stay at rest. So if you're moving in a direction, even if you put something in to try to stop that direction, it's still going to move to a certain degree before it's able to stop and before it's able to swing back the other way. Now, here's something that's very interesting. Let's look at this again through Newton's lens. So we have the same thing. Body in motion or body moving tends to stay in motion, and a body at rest tends to stay at rest. Now, what you need to understand, though, and this is the third law that he introduced, he said when one body exerts a force forces another body to make a move. The second body simultaneously, that means at the exact same time, exerts an equal and opposite force to allow it to stay still. So there's resistance, trying to move, but there's resistance.